There she is, sitting.
Oh.
Is almost over. Okay, well that is a tease of it.
That's all you need. That is all you need.
That's an 8-second teaser and half of it
Like
is the Superman logo.
That's all you need, Berg.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Breakroom. It's Paramount Skydance throwing a wrench in Netflix's plans. And who got snubbed the hardest at the Golden Globes? And when are we gonna get that full Supergirl teaser trailer already? We've been hearing some rumblings. How much does she bench is what I'm wondering. It's the headline show. Hit that graphic.
Stole it from me.
No, I wrote that joke. Just before the show, I wrote that joke.
I said it, Brandon said I'm gonna steal
I
it.
think we can beat it.
I'm Brandon Berg, Joke Master Supreme, and joining me today, he's still waiting for his Golden Globe nomination from 2010's Terriers. It's Berg.
Hello! My character's name was Blodgett.
Also joining us today, she's throwing her hat in to buy Warner Brothers using her decorative holiday mug collection as collateral. It's Gina Ippolito.
I think it's going to push it over the edge.
I think so.
Yeah,
You got some lovely,
one that does it,
lovely
yeah.
collection.
Billionaires have a lot of stuff, but I do not think they have
They don't have
that.
the time to go to Starbucks to get the mugs.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
CCXP was this past weekend, and we got a lot of fun little news, some little tidbits, including some looks at some things, including season 5 of The Boys, the final season of The Boys.
Some looks, you say.
Some looks, I say. We got a trailer. We used our laser vision and we carved into the steel cage to get it out. We're also going to talk today about the latest on this Netflix Warner Brothers merger. Is it going to happen? Will it happen? Will the people let it happen?
Who can say?
Who's
Who
the
can
people?
say?
Am I the people? Because if so, it ain't happening.
And the Golden Globe nominations came out. Could one battle after another sweep award season? This is kind of the first taste of what 2026 awards are going to look like.
I've heard
You
things.
can really set a standard at the Golden Globes. It's less corrupt than ever, as they tell us.
Oh.
Critically, not corrupt.
Yeah.
Just less than it used to
Slightly
be.
Less
less.
than. They
Slightly
dissolved
less.
the Hollywood foreign press.
How are they? Do they get swag bags? They must.
Oh, they
I
get
think
a
everyone's still
lot
getting
of swag
swag
bags.
bags.
They
Yeah,
get a lot of
everyone's
swag
still
bags.
getting
swag bag. I don't even need to go.
But the Golden Globes are the most fun because they give out free alcohol, and so people get wild.
Everyone gets a little
Smart.
loose.
Yeah.
That little statue.
Yeah.
You unscrew the globe and it's
Yeah.
It's a flask.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
Happy
just-
Gilmore 2 when he's got the Persian cucumber.
Right.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it all today because it's a headline show. But before we do, we want to remind you to check out nerdriot.shop. You can get the latest and greatest in new Rockstars merch. You can get this Vod Farms t-shirt inspired by The Boys. And only the real freaks will know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Also, just in time for season 5 coming out.
That's right.
Where your merch?
There's lots of great merch on there. Check it out. Nerdriot.shop. Okay. Let's talk about this past weekend. I know what you did. You watched CCXP. That's
You knew
what
what
you
I did during the day. At night, I set things on fire.
Okay.
Real?
Good for you. Good
Yeah,
for
I
you.
caught up on slow horses at night.
Oh,
lovely.
excellent.
They're
I've been
slow,
watching-
so I can get behind
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
I've been watching Ken Burns' American Revolution. Great stuff.
Wow.
Support your local PBS.
Wow.
But at CCXP, we got a close-up look of Supergirl's costume from the upcoming film. We kind of saw it in Superman already, so I mean,
Yeah.
Well, we got a close-up look.
Maybe they redesigned it.
and a promise of a teaser trailer that's coming out this week. We thought we'd get a teaser trailer.
Yes.
at
Yeah.
CCXP.
That was the guess. That was the educated guess.
Yeah, but yeah, like maybe if they've got it, I'm sure someone has seen it. I'm sure James Gunn has seen it.
He's been teasing that it's been ready to go for a while.
Yeah.
And now he's tripling down on the tease.
Yeah.
And he's saying this week it's coming out.
Anytime you go to his house for dinner, he like makes you watch it before you
Yeah,
see
he's
it.
like, I'm not sure.
Have you seen this
Hey,
yet?
can you watch this? We're about to bring out the first course, but
He posted a little snippet of the teaser on social media. So this is our first look at a clip.
snippet clip it.
Let's take a look at it.
Yeah.
There she is, sitting.
Oh.
Is almost over. Okay, well that is a tease of it.
That's all you need.
It's gonna
That
happening
is
again.
all you
That's
need.
an
happening
8-second teaser and half of it
Like
is
I
the
said.
Superman logo.
That's all you need, Berg.
How much can she bench? Now, is that the close-up
I do.
of the costume?
No. They showed like
That's like her street clothes.
Here's what's so funny to me is before the show, I was like, I haven't watched the teaser yet. And Gina and Brandon were like, it's her sitting on a bench, she'll get it. And I was like, well, they're probably simplifying it.
Well,
I mean, she is in street clothes.
Yeah.
She's wearing like a brown duster thing.
Yes.
She looks a little hungover, maybe.
Maybe
she's
from what we
kinda-
know about her.
we know from Superman that she likes.
Yeah,
to drink.
maybe
She's a little bit of a partier. Yeah, going through a messy period.
She's waiting at an intergalactic bus stop, I guess.
I spotted a hole in her jeans. Let's spend the full hour breaking.
No, let's
Yeah.
really go frame by frame on this. I've read the Supergirl comic that this is based on,
Okay.
Woman of Tomorrow, which is great.
Okay.
I was just like, I'm very interested because they're sticking pretty close to the story from what I understand. They've added Lobo, of course, we know that much. Jason Momoa is going to be Loboa.
Yes.
So that's like a new element. But I do think what I find most interesting about this movie is that it's a great comic, a great story, like very moving, but it does feel very separate from everything else.
Yeah.
Like I don't read a ton of Supergirl, but I could jump in and read this because it feels
it doesn't
it's its
feel
own
like-
insular story.
Yeah.
And I think coming off the heels of Superman, which was like
that was my
a
main
hero movie in a universe where there's like hundreds of
knows
heroes.
Yes, like
How
everybody
is this
had a
gonna
name and a
feel?
costume.
Yeah.
I mean, for me personally, as someone who, growing up, I was always much more Marvel than DC, with the noted exception of Batman as a growing boy must.
Yeah. Every young man is indoctrinated with Batman.
At some point in the 90s, you had to listen to Smells Like Teen Spirit while reading Frank Miller's Dark Knight. Otherwise, you got booted out of the country.
True.
Like you had to have a flannel on, your hair had to be greasy and too long.
Yeah.
You had to know what soul coughing was, but not have the CD yourself. Look it up, everybody. Ruby Vroom. But anyways, so for me coming into Superman, it reminded me a little bit in both positive and negative ways of how it felt to try to catch up on a comic before like the Ultimates began in the early aughts or whatever. And so it made the world feel very alive, which I really liked, but it also made me feel stupid, which I
don't
not
know all
like. So for as much as for as much as I think that kind of living, breathing world was necessary for moments like, Metamorpho and Guy Gardner having their like, oh, Justice League, what a cool name, moment. That was great. It also made me feel a little bit like I was on the outside looking in. And so if Supergirl is a little bit less of that, personally, I wouldn't mind.
No boys allowed, Berg.
I know. I'm always on the outside looking in at girls' things, and people say, get out of here, you're on a list. And I'm like, what list?
That's why she's looking so surly on that bunch.
She's like, Berg's watching me.
Stop knocking on our clubhouse door.
Weird,
No
creepy
Berg's
people.
allowed. We can have one.
I'm most excited because this will be the first thing in the DCU that's not directly written and directed by James Gunn in some way.
Oh,
shots fired.
Well, that's
James Gunn, your response to that?
Well, I just think it's like, through Peacemaker and in a lot of ways through The Suicide Squad, which he was not, that's still DC-ish. But like, he was setting his tone, and that's where he introduced Peacemaker, the character he has since brought through. Creature Commandos very much feels like his writing style. He wrote all the
sort
episodes.
of found family.
All of that. Superman certainly had that feel. You could see the elements that you love in Guardians of the Galaxy happening in all those. But this will be the first thing where it's like, he's been a producer on it. I'm sure has given notes and given his thoughts, but other writer, other director.
Is it Craig Gillespie directed and wrote it, or Craig Gillespie is just directing it?
I don't know 100%. Craig, if you're watching,
which I thought Tanya was great.
Yeah.
I mean, Tanya's fantastic. Great use of Paul Walter Hauser.
Excellent.
All right, like just
excellent scumbag character.
Yes, just so good.
A little PWH goes a long way.
Oh my God, yeah.
But yeah, I think this will be fun to see like how this world can look a little different and sound a little different and have like a different rhythm.
I'm going to use this to segue into a super chat we got from Silhouetted Animator. Silhouetted Animator, thank you for your $2 super chat. Silhouetted Animator's question is, will we get Brainiac teases in Supergirl?
That's a good question. I would not be surprised. I mean, I don't know how overt they're going to be, but like I wouldn't be surprised if there's like some graffiti in the background or something of a scene. That's what we're here for.
Maybe more, right? Because
you think more?
I do think that comic does feel so separate.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they want to maybe change the third act or the ending in some way to draw us into
Yeah.
what's happening on Earth, what's happening in the DCU.
Maybe we'll see a flashback of like Supergirl at college
Yeah.
and like her best friend's like studying behind a book and you don't see his face. And she's
Yeah.
like, God, you're such a brainiac. I'll be at the cafe. And then like slowly the book gets lower.
If you love brains so much, why don't you marry them? I'm interested in, in Superman when they're fighting in the stadium.
Uh-huh.
You remember that sequence.
Yeah.
There's lots of billboards in the background, and one of them is for Comet Airlines.
Okay.
Which the name of her horse is Comet.
Yeah.
And I won't spoil any story about that creature. But if they had Comet Airlines with the horse logo and stuff, and it's like, well, does that mean we're not getting Comet in Supergirl, or is that just going to be like a weird, like in the background? It was like just a little nod, but it's
I could see it either
nothing
way.
real. Yeah.
I also would wager that at that, like a lot of things get added in and taken out. So maybe when they put that in, there was no comment, but then they were like, crap, like let's
Right. That could have just been one department going like, this is a fun
exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
We also have a poll going on in the Twitch chat. Hello, Twitch chat.
Hello.
Chat.
Asking when they think the Supergirl trailer will actually be released. 36% or 38% saying Wednesday, 25% saying Thursday, 6% pessimists saying never.
Wow.
With several exclamation
Never.
points.
I'm going to out-pessimist the pessimists and say we'll all be dead by then.
You think
so.
he'll pull a Beyonce and just drop the movie with no promotion?
I think Wednesday is a good bet.
Doesn't he like Fridays? What makes me think he likes Fridays?
I don't know, but James Gunn is also, he's sort of a one-man media machine. Like, he's absolutely capable of just waking up tomorrow and being like, I'm just going to put the file out.
That is true.
Like,
I would bet like it's planned for Wednesday, but like maybe on Tuesday he's like having a little sip of whiskey and he's like, post.
Well, and I think he's also like pretty savvy and, pretty in touch with the fan community, and I could see like, him being like, if everyone is, like chomping at the bit for this now, we'll just release it now. Well, everyone's excited for it, and people will be like, "Oh my god!" In a good way. That,
you're right.
For some reason, that sounded pejorative to me. I mean this as a bit of praise for James Gunn.
Well, we're on Supergirl watch. So we'll just wait for that
Stay tuned here. Don't even go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Just stay tuned here until the trailer drops.
Just leave the tab open, let it keep going, and we'll finally find out how much she benched. Okay, that's 3. Also out of CCXP, tons of stuff. Like I said, we got a trailer for season 5 of The Boys. The final season of The Boys, though. The universe is set to continue through other properties. So we'll see.
Yeah, Gen V has not been renewed for season 3 yet.
Right.
I would wager they're waiting until the end of The Boys
Oh, you think
to figure out what's...
My thinking was based on how Gen V season 2 ended. They were like, we're just gonna
no more
do
Gen
season
V,
5
right?
of The Boys, and then we'll focus on Vought
We'll call it
Rising.
something else.
I think that probably
Mexico,
is what they're
whatever.
leaning towards, except I do think that they're like, I think it's a lot of the same writers. Also, you can't really like renew Gen V if you're teasing that The Boys might kill off every superhero.
Right,
So like, I think they're waiting for it to drop and for us to see the finale before they actually make an official decision, whether or not that decision is to cancel it. Like we've touched on this before, but like spoiler alert, in the comics, like Butcher does succeed in killing off all the Supes. We sort of like Vought Rising is a prequel, so they could do that. We don't know much about The Boys Mexico. We know that there's like V floating around in there, out there to other countries because Vought was basically like, let's seed it
they were
to like
creating terrorrists.
That's Kimiko's origin story. So like, and also you could potentially have Butcher kill off every hero and then just like have The Boys Mexico come out and be like, there was one vial left,
I think they'll do what Saved by the Bell did, and they'll do Gen V, the new class.
Oh no!
Or Gen V, the other college years.
We'll have so The Boys season 5, of course, debuts April 8th, 2026, with a 2-part premiere. That's nice. Down from 3. They often do a 3-part premiere. Amazon still does like weekly drops on those episodes. Great, love it. So we're expecting it'll be done by May 20th. With the series finale. We're gonna see like the return of Jensen Ackles' Soldier Boy in this show, which will be great.
Reminding audiences who he is before he gets his spinoff.
Yes,
Remember
exactly.
this guy?
Yeah, remember this character? And for you Supernatural heads out there, it's happening. We got Jensen Ackles. We got, I don't know his first name,
Jared Padalecki.
Jerry Padalecki. They're all together, baby. Eric, the Winston brothers are back. Isn't that what they were called? Or the
Winchester.
Winchester boys.
Close.
They're finally back. Eric Kripke made it happen. He worked together with those actors for years in Supernatural, and he loves to bring actors back.
Yeah. Also, like apparently, like CCXP said, like Misha Collins, who played the sort of fallen angel on Supernatural and was best friends with the brothers, also reportedly making an appearance.
And is Jim Beaver's character still alive?
He is still alive. So
yes,
he might show up.
They were keeping him in the government.
He was in the basement bunker. Or whatever.
He's still alive, unless I'm forgetting something. But,
do we want to watch the trailer?
I would like to watch it because I watched it over the weekend, but I liked it and don't remember it.
Okay, a lot of people have been sort of like breaking this down, including one Jessica Clemens.
Yeah, I was going to say, which of you has been in highest contact with Jess for the past 48 hours?
We've been chatting about it. Like, Twitter has a whole thread of like really trying to analyze who Homelander is beating up. Someone said there's a little like singe in his uniform that looks like eye singes. So it's like, oh, it's got to be Ryan because he singed his dad. And also Homelander looks sad. Other theories involve like the Deep or A-Train, one of the original members of the Seven.
Right.
Could he be beating up Soldier Boy again?
That was sort of...
That's his dad?
Yeah, that was like... Because we see him sort of go to where he's frozen and maybe, like... I don't know, like, because Soldier Boy was shown to be stronger than Butcher. Right. It took a bunch of people to take him down. Ryan, who knows? We don't know if he's all
we got no idea what his story is.
I mean, he took out Stormfront with like a look. Right. So
and he was still
he's very powerful, obviously. We'll have to wait and see.
His mama. He was sad about his mama.
Yeah.
Mama. I think Homelander could be like... Would he care about like A-Train if he was
at this point, I don't think
he doesn't care about the Deep at all. I think part of him cares about A-Train.
I think part of him cares about A-Train, like more so just like the idea that like he's he's anytime anyone even like kind of betrays him, he flies off the deep end. Also, he could be beating up an imaginary version of himself because he keeps looking in the mirror and seeing himself.
Oh yes, so his Green Goblin moment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also the case that like Homelander's such a malignant narcissist that he could be just upset because that was the last person who told him he was a good boy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
they set a precedent in season 1, spoiler alert, when he just like kills Madeline Stillwell. And that's something you don't think he would do.
Yeah, like no one is safe. Like not his son, not his dad, not
Now let's talk like bigger picture here, right?
Okay.
The problem the boys has is Homelander, where it was like clearly one of the best elements of the show. Mm-hmm. You can't get rid of him, right? That's why you've had to come to this point. You think they're going to
pull a Succession and kill him in episode 2?
Honestly, it'd be great.
Well, and you're planning to have this universe to keep going, right? Yes, you're doing like a prequel show, but in theory, time will keep moving forward. And you're going to have Supes exist beyond this moment.
Right.
What does that look like? They have to kill off? I don't think you can keep Homelander around unless you nerf him in an incredible way that he's just a character who shows up a la Giancarlo Esposito coming back.
I think he's got to be killed off, but it's going to be the most Pyrrhic of victories.
And I think, the Anthony Starr, the actor, I think he wants out big time.
Yeah, like no. I mean,
he enjoys playing the character, but I think he wants to be done with this character.
Yeah.
I will say, like, to me, there's like 3 possible endings here. To me, sort of a bigger punishment than killing Homelander would be to just depower him, would be to burn off all the V in his system.
And keep him alive.
Him live, because he's obsessed. We know from him pulling out his gray pubes that he's obsessed with like, am I aging? Like, I didn't know I could age.
That's the Shield or like Fargo season 2 Mike Madigan ending.
Yeah. Like where he's superheroes still exist, but he's an average guy. You show him working at a Whataburger.
Oh yeah,
like he's not well suited for anything else. He can't so he's just an average guy and he hates it. Yeah. And maybe some like pimply teenager is at Whataburger and is like, hey bitch, like make me my burger. Yeah. And he can't do anything to him because he doesn't have powers. That's like ending A. Ending B is sort of like what I consider the Wire ending, which is like all our known superheroes get depowered or get killed, but then you see that this huge machine continues on.
Yeah, right.
Like there's no stopping Vought.
Marlo goes back to the corner.
I don't think there's a happy ending for the boys.
I think that's the one that's the most likely. Is that the heroes that we know are either dead or depowered or not a threat anymore, and then you see Stan Edgar returned to his place as
I like.
CEO of Vought.
I like this.
And then he's like, all right, let's go through the possibilities for the 7. And then he starts flipping through new young
So
superheroes.
Here's my main question with how The Boys will end. Is, we know that Vault Rising is a prequel series, right? So it's like that can effectively exist in its own.
Can do whatever it
bubble.
wants.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah, right.
Do we know when The Boys Mexico is supposed to be
We
set?
do
Because
not.
if
really
that's
weird
set in the
about it.
90s,
Yeah.
then it's like
right.
great,
We do not, and that's the third option. Is that there are by the end of this show, maybe there are no longer superheroes. I think 2 is most likely.
Yes,
because it's just the right amount of depressing that you're like, whoa, they won. Oh, it didn't change anything, and it's that season 5 of The Wire where you're like, oh man, the machine keeps chewing people up.
They can do what X-Men comics has done for decades, where it's like you reset in an interesting way.
Yeah.
Right.
You have an M day for soups.
Yes.
Where you get rid of 90% of the soups. Because they've established, right, especially through Gen V, there's like, the girl who can control her pubes, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
there's
her name is Bushmaster.
Yes. Great name.
Bushmaster.
And if you didn't watch Gen V, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
so
but Gen V
good.
season 2 established that Stan Edgar is like back.
Yeah.
He's been running around with
Zoe.
so not Veronica. What's her name's daughter?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
the head
Victoria
mama.
Newman.
Victoria
Victoria
Newman's daughter.
And like she's growing up a little more.
Sort
She's
of
got
Stan
the
Edgar's
awesome
granddaughter.
Yeah, she's got the awesome mouth snakes. And all that.
And she
he's
seems nice.
He's angling to take over Vought.
Yeah, like he's been working behind the scenes. That's why I think they're gonna set
That's
it up.
the smartest thing,
So,
right? is-
Speaking of Gen
sorry.
V, well, I was going to say I have a question from the chat.
do it.
Oh, question from the
Sarah
chat.
Hatchadorian.
Hi, Sarah.
Never met you before. Don't care to
Is that
meet
a
you.
new viewer?
yeah. Sarah's asking, how do we see Marie and the Gen V kids
Okay.
getting along with the boys? Butcher doesn't seem like he would care about any of them.
I like
yeah.
that they weren't in this trailer.
Yeah,
That was fun.
I would also wager, like, I know for a fact that the staff of Gen V have not, they do not have information that the public has. They don't know if they're coming back for a season 3.
Mhm.
They don't really have like a ton of interaction with the people from the boys. I would not be surprised if their involvement in season 5 of the boys is so minimal, because I think the boys just wants to end the boys. Like, I think, like they don't know who's watching Gen V and who, so they don't really want to, there's already a ton of characters to service in this last season so that it feels satisfying. I think at the very most, we'll sort of maybe hear a reference, or it'll start with like Starlight being like, I touched base with Marie and the others, this is what's going on.
I feel like
Beyond
Marie's
that,
got to be involved in some way.
I don't
though.
think,
but
I
I
don't
think
think they're
minimal.
gonna, I think it's gonna be so minimal.
This moment we see in the trailer, they've established there's this like prison camp, right?
Yeah.
Starlight comes to destroy the prison camp or free everybody.
Right.
I think in that episode, she's using the Gen V kids to help break people out. And that's all we see. That's kind of what they did in season 4 of The Boys.
Yeah,
when they
yeah.
had
a very light touch.
Yeah,
with,
they showed up at the-
Sam and Kate, right?
Sam and
Yeah.
Kate
Right,
showed up
right.
at the like BotCon, and then that was it really.
Yeah.
And also sort of like the rule of like crossovers is that like having the boys cast on Gen V serves Gen V because it's the lesser watched newer show. It doesn't quite serve the boys to have, unless they were sure Gen V was getting a season 3, which again I think they're waiting. I don't think we're gonna see like an Avengers team up where like it's like, oh crap, we're down and out, and like the Gen V kids coming in is what turns the tides.
On your fucking left.
Right. We want Fonzie on Joni Loves Chachi.
Yeah.
We don't need Joni and Chachi on Happy
Exactly,
Days.
exactly.
Right? Everyone gets that, right?
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm young and hip. My name is Alex Berg. Subscribe to my podcast, 43-Year-Old Teen. We're going to be talking about such things as 6'7" and Sci-Bow, and I'm going to really prove my Gen Alpha credentials.
Ooh.
Did you guys
Just
see
quick
that?
plug.
Did you guys see that meme? The "Hello, fellow teens"
Yeah.
is now.
that older
If
than-
everyone, if you're not familiar with this meme, it's
Steve
it's
Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi going like, he's trying to go undercover, and he's like, "Hello, fellow teens," and he's got a skateboard, and he's very clearly
Backwards hat.
60-year-old Steve Buscemi, and that is the meme that people use when it's like, "Hey, you're old. Here's a meme for you." Apparently, that meme is now old enough that people are like, "What is this?"
They don't know the show.
They don't know what it's
Yeah.
from. They don't.
The Always
get it.
Sunny guys talk about like people use our memes and have never seen the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's become its own thing.
That's adorable.
And now people have to be like explained the old meme.
It was a show called 30 Rock, folks. You remember that. Any other thoughts on The Boys? I mean, I'm very excited to see how
Very
it
stoked
goes.
for it.
Yeah.
I think overall the output from the Boys universe, including Gen V, has been like really solid.
Yeah,
and like
solid.
particularly when you consider what a curveball Gen V season 2 was tossed because of Chance Perdomo, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think it's I think that The Boys has always been very aware that it can't be too precious with its characters because that'll be the death of the show.
It's
It'll
willing
lose stakes.
to do things, which I always liked about that show, where it will make, it'll take chances and it will have permanent consequences where a lot of Marvel shows suffer from like the lack of
I think the body
do
count
something
is
big.
going to be high. I would not be surprised if only Huey and Starlight survive. I think like Huey to me is sort of the one character that since we started with him, they probably won't kill him. And I think Butcher is going to sacrifice
Starlight's
himself
holding his hands and A-Train's running
Just
along.
run through them.
He's
That's
gonna be
poetry, baby.
I did it again. Oh, no.
Really, he started, oops, I did it. Right, he starts dancing. Right, we all love dance song. Because they have like 40-minute dance sequence.
Butcher's living for is Ryan, and it's like,
you got to kill Butcher.
and I think
Butcher
the most
has to die.
cynical move the show can make is just Ryan
turns into
starts working with Stan Edgar. It all starts all over again.
I think
that's what I'm saying. The Wire ending.
Well, I think it is a pretty cynical show in terms of its worldview, in a way that I think, unfortunately, is resonant. You know, like, and so I think it would be disingenuous of the show at this point to not do something like that.
Also, not a Robert Kirkman thing. Like, you don't get happy endings with Robert Kirkman.
And I did
ever.
And I think it could be very much like, you know, Wicked, the same way Wicked works, where it's like, well, you have to tell a fake story to keep the public happy. And I'm sure Vought will tell some fake story about the real events that happened.
Well, that's how it started, right? Like with what is it, Lamplighter? Or no, I guess like Translucent. Like anytime Soup died in season 1, they were like, he died a hero.
Like, he killed himself or something.
They always spin some story about how they died a hero. But this is like one of the shows I'm most excited about for next year.
It's always been a blast. Really enjoy it. Way to go, boys. Hey,
let's hear it for boys.
Quick other relevant CCXP stuff. We saw a new Wonder Man clip. They showed where Simon Williams was auditioning for a role before smashing up some furniture in a moment of frustration.
And
every actor's been there.
That is not leaked, right? Online.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
But they did show it to attendees.
I am excited for Wonder Man. It looks weird. Looks different.
Same.
Yeah. Let's get weird, folks.
I love Yahya Abdul-Mateen.
He's so good.
He's so good and everything. So very excited.
This little news bite was interesting to me. We got an official look at Matthew Lillard, who's going to be in the next season of Daredevil Born Again.
Martin Scorsese's best friend?
Yes.
Matthew Lillard?
He's playing Mr. Charles.
Okay.
Not familiar, but it could be an adaptation of Charles Burroughs, a psychopathic serial killer. In the comics, he was used by the character Mr. Fear to try and break Murdoch's spirit and faith literally every episode.
Mr. Charles.
Everything with Daredevil is breaking his spirit and faith.
Mr. Charles is my Charles in Charge Mr. Belvedere fanfic that I wrote several years ago. Talk to me, Hollywood.
She's young and hip, folks. Can we get some references?
Best on the podcast. Welcome,
century,
Gen
guys.
Alpha's newest member, Gina Ippolito.
I was the only one here born in the 2000s. Okay, I was born in 2002. Everyone knows I'm young and hip, and I really enjoy it. But this character, you know, Matthew Lillard, he's been really coy about it. He has said before in interviews that this character is, quote, someone he's completely new to Hell's Kitchen.
Okay.
So we don't know if it's related. You know, him playing a serial killer, wouldn't that be like a little too close to Muse?
Nose.
Like we just did that. They didn't really do Muse all the way.
Yeah.
Listen, if you didn't enjoy the first season of Daredevil Born Again, or you found it weird, just a quick
There are
reminder.
reasons behind
It
had
switched showrunners during the strike,
and they sort of threw
had
out
some
half
rewriting,
the scripts.
Some turbulent currents.
Yeah, the
and
bank robbery episode was like that was one of the only original episodes that stayed.
And it was not, by the way, the showrunner's fault. Originally, it was supposed to be something totally different, which was like a brand new reboot of this.
Right.
And then Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio were like, hey, it makes more sense to be a continuation of the old thing, but they didn't make that decision until halfway through filming. So
I don't want to start all over again. I want to keep playing the same character I worked on.
It's a good D'Onofrio.
Yeah,
it's a good
it's a good
D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio.
Okay, now do him in Cell, starring him and Jennifer Lopez.
I can't do him in Men in Black.
Oh yeah, looking for a cow.
A goddamn with a body.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I don't know if he'll be I guess they could do a serial killer again. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we do know they've said like Punisher's not going to be in this season, right? Because
Yeah.
he's switching over to Spider-Man. And he's getting a special presentation.
Plus, he's got to return to The Bear season 5 for some flashbacks. What season is The Bear on?
They're coming up on 18. So yeah, who knows what the season is going to look like? They've established, kind of military rule in New York.
Yeah.
But like, that hasn't been addressed anywhere else in the MCU.
Yeah.
It's all very weird. We don't know how Spider-Man Brand New Day will look, which is set in the same New York City.
Yes.
So it's all very confusing.
Yes.
But I am excited for this next season of Daredevil. This is one that the new showrunner, who was the old showrunner, fully worked on completely. So it should be a little more coherent,
a
little more like fully baked.
Yeah,
I love Matthew Lillard.
And probably more similar to the original Netflix vibe, I would say, because it's a lot of the same sort of people.
Yeah. Did you watch Bosch? Matthew Lillard was great on Bosch.
No, I've only watched Bosch Legacy.
Brian likes Bosch, right?
Yeah.
He's a real Bosch head.
I was born in it.
So he's trying to engage us in conversation about Bosch.
Brian's insufferable when he's not on camera because he just talks about Bosch.
At least I'm referencing a show from the 2020s, guys. Okay? Also at CCXP, Percy Jackson season 2 had a panel.
This was Disney Plus's sort of big thing that they did. They bought everyone tridents.
They put a billboard at Hollywood and Highland that splashes water on
that
people.
Billboard looks
Wait,
so
that's
cool.
where the billboard is?
That billboard looks so
I was
cool.
just there the other
go
night.
Over there, take your shower over
Honestly,
there,
I was at Lucky Strike the other night, and I got stressed out, and I left to go sit in the courtyard and do a crossword puzzle. I could have gone
Were
check
you
out a
stressed because you're
billboard.
going to take out a loan on your house to pay for Lucky Strike?
Yeah.
Guys, quick
It's a
side.
real
quick side thing.
insider bit for
Why
those.
is bowling so expensive?
Bowling
It is
is very
really
expensive. It used to be a common person's
You could
sport.
do like $8 bowling nights.
Yeah.
It's like that's.
We'd go to the bowling alley,
can't
we'd
even
watch
rent
Cheers,
shoes.
and we'd call our friends on the payphone. So Percy Jackson's getting a season 2. They had a panel, and they announced a Fortnite tie-in, folks. It's happening.
Now,
Finally.
Maybe Brandon, you might know more of the Fortnite lore than I do. Wasn't there already a Percy Jackson tie-in ages ago?
I
Or is
will
this like
say
a more significant thing.
I am new to Fortnite. Only within like the last year, I believe.
Okay.
You've only been playing for a fortnight.
Ba-doom, ching!
Brandon's glad he's back.
Though I have been traveling, I miss the Simpsons season.
Yeah.
I'm bummed I don't have any of the outfits, but I'm getting the Kill Bill outfits, guys. Come on.
okay.
There you go.
That's great. Also at CCXP, we got a new trailer for A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. This is a new entry in the Game of Thrones
Verse.
oeuvre.
Yeah.
It's based on like not a short story, but like a novella.
It's like a novella,
Called Duncan and Egg. But this will be our first free folk kind of show, right?
Yeah,
we're not going to do with royalty.
Well, there are Targaryens involved,
right?
But I think the focus is very much on this kind
it's
of
on a hedge night, which is like
odd couple
it's the
buddy
working
cop
class.
comedy.
It's the taxi.
The trailer is the most comedy we've ever seen in like Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Yeah. They're not usually full of yucks over there.
Yeah, I don't think of Game of Thrones as a particularly comedy-centric universe. And I think one of you might know the timing better than I do. It's kind of pre even House of the Dragon.
So
right?
it's post.
It's in between.
It's in between.
House of the Dragon is kind of starts 200 years before Game of Thrones.
Right.
This show takes place like 100 years before Game of Thrones.
Okay, so in the interregnum.
So we won't see anyone from the House of the Dragon show up.
But you will see someone be like, my mom, my daughter Cersei, and my mom.
No, that's still 100 years
It's
away.
still so far off.
Listen,
This is what you will
You
have.
see the lineages.
You will have the same names. Like they will be named Aegon.
Yeah.
They will be named.
I hate it.
Like Balerion.
Someone who's already terrible with names.
Because that's the Targaryens. Unfortunately, keep reusing names.
Yeah,
and it's very.
They're like
frustrating.
Italians.
I'm not saying. So you're allowed to say that. I'm not saying.
I had an Uncle Sal, an Uncle Vinny. My dad was Cousin Paulie.
I've got an uncle, a dad, a nephew, and a cousin all named Joe. So
there you go. Yeah, I had an Uncle Joe. Yeah, I had an Uncle Joe.
Hey Joe, what do you know? All right, let's put on our business caps, folks.
Oh.
Okay.
It's time to talk about the biz.
Oh, no.
We got some news about Netflix's bid to buy Warner Brothers.
Oh, Sarandos is here. Ooh.
I already went on
done.
a terrible rant about this the other day.
Well, it was terrible. I
rant
think
again.
it was just WGA talking points. The rant.
So Netflix is trying to buy Warner Brothers, right? They've submitted their proposal. The Ellisons over at Paramount Skydance. Is it Paramount Skydance or is it just Skydance? Or is it?
I think it. I don't know. It's like trying to
Paramount-
follow
it's
what the
Paramount-
firm is named in
Skymount?
Mad
It's
Men.
Paramount
like-
Skydance, but most people just say Paramount.
Well, the Ellisons over there, they're pulling a little Succession move.
You may recognize them from their works of I love Donald Trump, I love Saudi Arabia, and I love people who make billions of dollars and then kill the rest of the world.
It's obviously it's a very fluid situation. There's a lot of regulatory hurdles, and like at the end of the day, it's probably just going to come down to like who happens to butter up Trump the closest to when the decision needs to be
I'm
made.
truly hoping that we can drag it out until he dies or until his presidency is over.
I mean,
because
also an
nothing
option.
fair is going to happen with a merger under Trump. So we've got to hope he dies or retires.
And to be fair, most mergers throughout time have not been fair.
No,
Yes,
you're
it's been
right.
bad.
Right.
Historically.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people sort of like pushing back on the like doom and gloom that's been coming out of the industry and being like, how do you know it's going to be bad for the creative people and the consumer? And it's like, because historically,
I've been
every
here.
single merger has
it's
been
usually
bad
not well.
for the
I think
consumer.
the most positive way I can frame it, and I can see somebody who's not like, I was at this holiday party for my girlfriend's show she's working on. It's on HBO, so it's part of Warner Brothers. None of them were happy. They're all much closer to it than I am.
There was a lot of think pieces this weekend that were like, oh, everyone in Hollywood hates Netflix, right? Like,
I don't know if that's true either.
but it was this thing of
I will
like,
say everyone in Hollywood hates this deal.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe that's a better way to frame it, where it was like everyone's kind of been smiling, but now that the news came out, everyone was like, oh, we don't like this at all.
Well,
and to be clear, right now, the bid is out there, but it has to get approved, and then like Congress could step in if they want
There's
to.
so many layers of not.
And Paramount
it will be
Skydance,
dragged out for several
they're
years.
mad that their bid wasn't accepted. So what they have done is like they've offered their bid directly to the shareholders of Warner Brothers to say like, hey, you can vote for this, and make it happen.
Billionaires don't like being told that they can't buy something.
Yes.
So the Ellisons immediately threw a billionaire tantrum,
Right.
and can use their money to now legally drag this out. I will say that I think that the guilds were the unions were so worried about David Ellison and Paramount, like they were like, oh no, this would be like the equivalent of like jabbing our eyes out and then shitting in the eye sockets. And then when Netflix got it, they were like, oh wait, this is the equivalent of jabbing our eyes out and then peeing in the eye sockets. It's not quite as bad.
You think that's not as bad?
Still not. Yeah. You haven't smelled my pee.
And there's been, a lot of people have said, I saw an interesting tweet from an actress, I forget her name, but she was saying that like she was in a scene in The Four Seasons, a show that was very popular on Netflix, and she was like, I was paid for that day, and that's it.
Four Seasons Landscaping?
No, Four Seasons, the remake of the movie that Tina
it.
Fey did, and she's like, I get no residuals.
Yes.
It's been
Right,
seen
correct.
2 billion times, and she was saying like she was on an episode of HBO's The Deuce, a show that I think went 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And she's like, I still get residual checks from that.
Right.
So a lot of people have complained that these streamers, like the deals they get for both writing, for acting, for editing, every part of it, they're getting paid less.
Yes.
And that brings
For
the
the same
standard
work.
down across town.
Yes.
And I'll say
Right.
this too, like just in terms of like the level of people who are going to be bumped by this. Like I for not like a ton of time, but for a little bit of time, I did what's called ADR. For those of you who aren't in the industry, when you watch a TV show and there's a scene that takes place at a bar or a restaurant, nobody on set is saying anything in the background.
You're
People
saying,
like me,
watermelon tangerine.
people like me coming afterwards
Peas
and
and
just
carrots.
go like, oh yeah, no, I think I might try the new cocktail menu. Like just stuff like that.
Yeah.
I got residuals for that.
Right.
For a full day rate for Royal Pains for like
Hell
years.
Go listen.
You know?
Go listen to Royal
Yeah.
Pains.
Anyways, you guys, it paid for some of my car
Royal
insurance.
Pains, a show from the 2000s.
The show from the 2000s. Yeah,
We're in
dating
this-
myself.
We're in this century
I also
now.
did it on Silicon Valley.
Okay,
Not to brag, not to brag.
okay.
But like I would get residuals for that.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
even like that level of below the line,
Right,
talent
right.
and creative is somebody who's already had an issue with the way the streamers do business. And that's part of why you're seeing so many people in the industry who are worried about this. If you're someone at home who's like, hey, this will be great. I'll be able to get HBO stuff on Netflix. I totally get that.
Yeah.
It's also not
I
great for you
understand
because
why you
they're
think
going
that.
to raise your prices.
Yes, they are,
And
but-
also, we've already seen Netflix has like announced that they're putting some certain things like behind the paywall. So like if you have the cheapest tier, for instance, which is the one with commercials, which is the one that I have because I get a lot of stuff on screeners, they have stuff behind paywalls now. Like they're like, oh, you can't get this unless you upgrade your tier. They will do that with a lot of things. So it's not, you know, like I do think that people who are disconnected from the industry are like, why should I care about this? It doesn't affect me. It affects you because there's going to be fewer creatives making good things. And also the prices are going to go up. That's what happens in a monopoly.
Yeah.
They don't do it to lower your prices.
You need to understand, Gen Z, Disney used to have a vault. They would put things in the Disney vault.
You'd get a
You
VHS
could
tape
watch
that was the size of this
I remember the
laptop.
panic I felt when they
You
said they were
couldn't
putting
watch
something in that
Lady
vault.
and the Tramp whenever you wanted.
I
And
felt
then they'd
such
make an
panic.
announcement. They'd say the vault is open.
Mom,
and now
Mom.
you can buy Lady and the Tramp again.
Mom.
We're heading back to the vault. That's the problem.
Yeah.
We gotta, no, I'm, at first I was like, oh yeah, let Netflix buy it. Get Zaslav out of there, whatever. But at the end of the day, I do think if they really want to buy it, they should have to split up a little bit. This is what they did to AT&T back in the day.
Yes, classic
To Ma
antitrust.
Bell, right?
I mean, listen, every analyst whose job it is to basically argue against monopolies says this is not legal.
Yeah.
So like it is, but there are a lot of things right now that are not legal that all of a
Yeah, it
sudden.
doesn't
Now,
really
if
matter.
you were an
Yeah.
analyst and your job is to argue against monopolies, you would say it's not legal. That's your
Well,
job. You're not
that
going
is
to write
true.
yourself
No,
out.
these are people like they haven't been
No, I
hired
know.
yet. They're just like
It's not good for business.
Like, it's not
it's
good
late stage
for
capitalism,
anything.
folks. They're going to
not-
put us
we're
all
all
on
gonna
RDA
die.
ships soon and make us go to Pandora
Yeah.
and kill the indigenous species
Oh,
there. That's the future we're heading
man.
towards.
Man, am I gonna get to put my braid into an animal's butt?
It's not a braid.
I haven't seen Avatar in years. I
It's called
remember
a
You
Q.
can
that's
do
what
it
Gina,
happened.
it's called a
You can do it
neural
now.
I remember
Q.
that's what happened when I first saw Avatar.
It's called a neural Q. It doesn't go into the butt. It goes
Well,
into
why
a
have I been walking
beautiful-
around trying to stuff my braid in animals' butts all these years?
That's a question
then?
for your therapist.
She's not. She's
Someone's
not seeing
daughter's
me
watching
anymore.
right now.
She told me
Gina.
she can no longer help me.
She said, please stop coming to my house. Also, folks, we got the 2026 Golden Globe nominations.
Oh,
Get
right.
ready.
hot diggity dog.
One battle after another led the pack with 9 nominations in the comedy and musical category.
It's not a comedy, but it's certainly
It
not
is-
the category I would put it in.
Yeah. They were nominated for Best Picture, as I said, and Best Musical Comedy. They're emerging as like an early frontrunner. Again, this is kind of the beginning of award season.
Yeah.
Yes.
So people,
good litmus test
people in
for
the
the-
industry always say this is the most corrupt of the.
Yeah, the Golden Globes, the categorization is always a little
It's a
bit
little
wonky.
strange.
The Martian was famously submitted as comedy
Yeah.
musical, and it's
Yeah.
like, really?
And
Yeah,
they've
yeah.
tried, they dissolved the Hollywood Foreign Press, which used to run the Golden Globes.
Mm-hmm.
They've tried to say, like, oh, it's not as corrupt as it used to be. Because it used to be a thing where it was like, oh, you'd take these journalists and you'd bring them to set and you'd wine them and dine them.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
Your movie no one's ever heard of got nominated
Right.
for Best Picture.
Yeah.
They've tried to do better, but, there's kind of like
knows?
an interesting list of nominations. I think most shocking, like, Wicked for Good didn't get nominated for Best Musical.
That
or
is-
comedy.
That is strange because wasn't it the only musical
Yeah, I was
this year?
going to say,
I'm sure there were other musical movies this year. There must have been. some.
Kiss of the Spider Woman?
Yeah, that's true. Didn't get nominated. Was that Monkey movie? Was that this year? Or was that last year?
What monkey
The Robbie
movie?
Williams
Movie?
monkey movie.
Oh.
I think that was last year.
Oh,
Yeah.
Better Man.
every one of our English fans right now is like, God,
Yeah.
I hate you guys.
Oh, they talk about Robbie Williams. They better not say no bad about me, Robbie Williams. That was a perfect English accent. I can all agree. But yeah, just kind of some interesting. There's always weird things at the Golden Globes. I thought most interesting. In the television category, The Pit is nominated for Best Drama.
Yeah.
Which that won the Emmy.
Yeah, and so did
And the studio's nominated in the best comedy category. That one,
which Hollywood loves.
They-
and
they
it
love a navel gazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, especially if it's like lightly poking fun at them at their own jobs.
and then like The Bear is nominated again.
Yeah, I mean the weird thing, Brandon and I were talking about this. The weird thing is like it's not like these award shows all have different cutoffs. So
Yeah.
what was nominated for the Emmys? There's like half of them,
Right.
and then half of them that have come out since the
Yeah.
Emmys. But there's like a cutoff of like a couple weeks ago. So like anything that's out now isn't nominated. It's very weird.
We do
Like,
have Brian's offering very, very politely that we have the full list
Oh,
of
I'm
nominations.
sorry.
if
Go
you
with
wanna
that
pull it
full
up on
list.
I thought that was
Brian.
just for me.
I wrote
I'm
back
sorry.
to him, dude, shh.
So these are this is best, and now again, the Golden Globe splits up the drama and the
I mean, glad to see
which the Oscars
both.
doesn't do, and it's annoying.
I'm glad to see both Sinners and Frankenstein in there.
Yes,
Horror typically doesn't do well.
I like when genre gets recognized.
Yes. And especially
I like that.
different academies are always sort of biased against certain things, and horror is one of them.
I haven't seen Hamnet.
I think it's a little lowbrow.
Hamnet just came out based on a very sad book. That's a Chloe Zhao movie.
People are loving it. I also haven't seen it.
I've heard it described as Shakespeare in Love, but tragically sad.
Well, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, Shakespeare in Love won the Oscar.
No, I mean it sounds like I don't want to. What if I don't want to be sad?
It was just an accident, sentimental value, and The Secret Agent. I believe those are more foreign.
Yeah, the only two on here that I've seen are Sinners and Frankenstein.
My whole thing with this list, and like I like a lot of the movies that I've seen on it, so I presume the rest of the ones that are nominated in the same categories are also quality. I'm like, I guess I haven't seen anything this year.
I know that is. It feels like, especially doing this work that we do. I feel like every week I'm at a screening, and every night I'm like, crap, I got to watch 10 hours of TV.
Well, this again, the Golden Globes has more foreign films.
Yes.
Because it is international.
I have to say, looking over this list, I do not recognize a lot of these movies. I've never heard of a lot of these movies. That's on me. But yeah, it just goes to show you, like,
now, best motion picture, musical, or comedy.
Oh, this is what you're saying Wicked should have been in.
Well, Wicked, if it was going to get nominated, it would be here.
I mean, none of these are actual musicals. They are comedies.
We make much less musicals now than we used to.
Right.
It does feel like an outdated category.
I'm annoyed that Naked Gun is not on here.
Naked Gun was so
That's a comedy.
good.
I do sort of miss the time when the comedy category was actual comedy.
Well, because One Battle After Another, which again I loved.
Yeah,
it's very dark comedy.
It's a dark comedy, but I don't know if I would call that a comedy movie.
Right.
Party Supreme I have not seen yet. I think that's in limited release right now.
I've heard great things.
Here's the question: if you're in the mood to laugh,
are
you putting on One Battle After Another?
No, I mean, I do think that this is why there's been people clamoring for the last couple of years to be like, do we need an in between category here? Because I think why does the bear keep winning?
Yeah, like the genres are the more media we put out, and the amount of media that is cranked out now is just like magnitudes larger than it was even 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. The more people are playing around with genre conventions, and sort of the more meaningless an official genre title is becoming. You kind of still have to categorize things at a certain point, but there's a lot of some of the most interesting stuff is in those gray areas between those. When you say something like best movie, musical, or comedy, you're presuming that musicals and comedies are a box that certain movies fit neatly into.
Right.
They're not. That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, and also the sort of academies and the guilds and blah blah blah. They love their Oscar bait movies. They're less about straight up comedies, which as a comedy writer feels sort of unfair. But if they're given a choice between Begonia and Naked Gun, just their own biases are going to force them to click that Begonia box because they already have sort of a bad taste in their mouth.
Well, they don't want Jesse Plemons showing up at their house. What do you think about it?
I want Jesse Plemons. You could show up at my house. You seem like a cool guy.
Yeah. I want you to come over with me and my wife, Kristen. Kirsten?
Why is he?
Every actor is Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh, okay. I get
can you pull up the list again, Brian? Animated movies. I think this is interesting because I haven't seen a few of these.
I saw a trailer for Arco. It looked like it was going to make me cry, so I didn't watch it.
Demon Slayer did great at the box office.
Yeah, this is
and then K-pop Demon Hunters, I think, might just win because
it's the one
the
that
Golden Globes
wants
people to watch it.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I will
Macy's
say
Day Parade just had the best ratings in years.
I loved it.
Mainly
it was a millennial's dream.
The performance of K-pop Demon Hunters.
No, it was
that's where it had the highest views.
No, it was because they paired up Lil Jon and the Teenage Mutant Ninja
What about Mr. Fantasy? This is Mr. Fantasy Erasure. Could be KJ Op.
What about Cindy Lou Who singing The Dirtiest Christmas on Earth? Who let that little girl grow up?
I will be curious because a lot of times the movies that are most popular with audiences are again sort of looked down their
right.
So I would be curious if the Academy goes the way of my kid has seen K-pop Demon Hunters 1,000 times, I'll vote for that. Or if they'll be K-pop Demon Hunters is just popular drivel. I'm gonna give it to
I'm too good.
I'm gonna give it to Elio or whatever.
I agree with you that I think that's kind of how they think, but I hate that elitist.
Oh yeah,
Like, I think that's why Naked Gun doesn't get a nom, because they're like, it's just fart jokes. And I'm like,
right.
There's more than just, there are fart jokes, but there's more.
Well-crafted fart jerks.
Scroll down a little more, Brian. I want to see this one category. Who cares about the actors? They don't deserve anything.
Yeah,
boo,
no.
Who cares?
Boo, boo,
boo, boo, boo, boo, boo.
Brian's gonna
Also, they couldn't get photos of some of these people. What's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Best original song, always a fun
Honestly,
thing.
I was shocked that both Wicked songs.
Well, they're gonna get nominated.
But how does it not go to Sinners?
I think it will go to.
It has to go to
again,
Sinners, right?
You got K-pop Demon Hunters.
Demon Hunters.
And I haven't seen Fire and Ash yet, and I will cry when I watch it.
I'll say this for
God.
Sinners. You know, like Sinners, I think I liked less than most people.
Mm-hmm.
However, you have to give it credit for opening the movie by saying some songs are so good they tear a hole in reality.
Oh, yeah,
and then
yeah,
having
yeah.
that be the song,
Yeah.
like that was like so central to that movie.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you know, with K-pop Demon Hunters, like, you know, and Wicked, like,
Careful, someone's daughter is watching. But please say something bad about K-pop Demon
I won't
Hunters.
say anything bad about K-pop Demon Hunters, but I doubt that their thesis statement at the beginning of the film was, this song will rip reality.
Actually,
Is it true?
Maybe.
I mean,
They're
actually, like,
hunting demons.
I mean,
it
it could
closes
be.
a demon wall if it's a good enough
There you
song.
go, yeah.
It closes a hole to a demon reality
Yeah.
if the song is good enough. So
Yeah.
it kind
They're
of is
going
the
up,
same.
up,
Okay,
up.
fair.
They're going up,
kind of the
up.
same premise.
That's
No,
a golden
you don't want
argument.
those demons
Yeah.
coming in and the demon gates breaking down from a
like
bad song.
Scroll down to this next category too, Brian. So the Oscars have done this, and now the Golden Globes are doing this too. Cinematic and box office achievement.
This basically just means like, hey, what's popular?
Yeah,
Yes,
well,
this
Will
is
you
what does
please
this
watch
mean?
our show?
This is interesting because they stuck Wicked for Good here. It's kind of an acknowledgement. But Sinners and Zootopia 2 are in this category, even though they're nominated in their categories respectively,
I think-
as is K-pop Demon Hunters.
Am I mistaken? Box office wise, isn't it going to F1?
Well, it doesn't just go to the top box office. It's,
oh.
it's like you guys did well at the box office.
So
and
now-
this is wild
now
too,
vote.
because
Yeah.
Avatar Fire and Ash has not come out yet.
Yes.
And we don't know what its
Right,
box
right.
office is. Now, it should surpass $1 billion, and if it, like its predecessors, will eventually make over $2 billion.
Did people like Mission Impossible Final Reckoning?
I liked it.
Okay,
Here's,
Brandon
okay.
did, yeah. Get ready.
Okay.
I need a half round.
Get ready.
Brian, get close up. Here's
Yeah.
the thing.
Can we clear out the studio schedule?
Most people, us Ethan Hunt heads, when we put together our list of the best, I like this. No, double box me. Double box me, dude. We put together our list of the best Mission Impossible movies. A lot of people are putting Final Reckoning Part 2 at the very end.
Oh,
Here's the
okay.
thing. It is a very different movie than the rest of the Mission Impossibles because it does a Mission Impossible movie has several beats that you can count on. They've got the opening, the opening action sequence.
Yeah.
They've got the fancy ball where they all dress up. They got the moment where things go wrong. They got all that.
This is just
Mission
2 hours of
Impossible-
Tom Cruise filling out his coconut cake
Yes.
addresses.
Mission Impossible,
I'm gonna
the
send
Final
one to
Reckoning Part
Oprah.
2 does all of that in like the cold open of the movie.
Oh.
So the rest of the movie has a different tone and it's a little more serious and it's taking itself the most seriously of any of the movies. It has some beautiful
Does he
set
peel off
pieces.
his face at some point?
They do it at
Gotta
the
peel
beginning.
off the face.
mask is at the beginning.
dang,
And you
okay.
don't get it where you normally get it in the
Yeah,
movie.
I'd still be waiting for another face peel the
To
whole
me,
movie.
Yeah.
The Final Reckoning Part 2 is very similar to the Deathly Hallows of the Harry Potter franchise.
Like Deathly
Where-
Hallows Part 2?
No,
or-
I'm talking book-wise, where
I see.
all the Harry Potter books follow the same formula.
Yeah, you're right.
He's
you're
at
right.
his home. They go to Dugganelli. They get on the train.
Yeah.
They go to out to town to Hogsmeade.
Yeah. And you're right that Deathly Hallows
it's
is like, they're
Christmas.
close to death. Like, do you
The
really
Deathly
want to
Hallows
see
are like,
that?
we're not going back to the school to the very end.
Yeah.
And now we're in the world.
Yeah.
So that's why I think people don't like the Mission Impossible Final Reckoning Part 2 as much as it is. That being said, it shouldn't win this Golden Globe thing.
It does seem sort of like the one that doesn't belong up there based on word of mouth. Like when Sinners came out, people were like, oh, you
Well, so
gotta
this
see
is
Sinners.
this is kind of what I was going to ask about this category, because like if the category is almost similar to like a lifetime achievement, I could see Mission Impossible being like a, hey, Tom Cruise is, by virtue of having a weird wish to die by falling out of an airplane, like really making old school stunts like kind of a thing again.
But maybe they shouldn't vote for him for that reason. Stop encouraging him, people. He's going to be crushed under a
Encourage it.
boulder one day.
I think one of these days we're going to get a movie called Snuff Film.
Well,
His face on the poster, we're going to be like, this is going to be a six stunt.
His next thing is shooting a movie in space, like a full movie in space, what he wants to do. Also, he used to have the record for holding his breath underwater in one take in a scene. It was 6 minutes. He did it for Mission
not good
Impossible
for your brain.
Rogue Nation. It was beat by Kate Winslet, when she was filming Avatar 2, The Way of Water, she held her breath for like over 7 minutes.
That's like
One
Olympic
take.
level.
Yes, because they trained them in diaphragmatic
Yeah.
breathing.
I don't know if that's good for your brain.
It's probably not.
No.
I think, didn't Wicked win this? I know I said this is maybe the first year they're doing it, but maybe they did this last year, and Wicked won the Golden Globe for part 1 for this weird category. And didn't Barbie win it at the Oscars?
I don't recall.
I mean,
remember,
if a movie was going to win it that year, I would assume it was Barbie.
It's this thing where it's like they recognize that the most popular movies often don't get nominated for the best
Yeah.
and
feature
they want
categories.
the
and they
average
want it-
normie to watch
They
the
want
show.
the normies to watch the show, and they want them to like feel like they've got a horse in the race somewhere.
Right.
So I understand why
the
they throw
average
those
normie
movies
is
in
like,
there.
I'm watching for Begonia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a delightful movie.
Jesse Plemons is. He's watching for Begonia.
Nah, he's watching for Zootopia too.
Beautiful. Well, we'll tune into the Golden Globes, and I'm sure we'll have lots of fun watching.
Yeah, tell us in the comments what
Watching this
what,
Let's
if
Get
you're
Drunk.
watching for Begonia.
Yeah. Sound up. Begonia head, sound off.
Yeah. I'm bouncing for Begonia.
You shaving the dome for the Golden Globes, or what's
Yeah.
up? You got your Golden Globe right here.
Oh, okay. I like it.
I mean, also the song "Golden" has a built-in marketing,
True.
marketing scheme. There, we're going golden for the Golden Globes.
Do they normally perform the songs at the Golden Globes? Is
Can't-
that more of an
I
Oscar?
think that's an
can't
Oscars
remember.
thing.
I think
can't
they'll find a
remember
way
what
to.
the Golden Globes
though.
are.
Yeah.
If they're like, you want to come sing some
Yeah,
K-pop
yeah.
Honor, please come sing.
Yeah. It's just the cast and the audience,
Yeah.
like they keep hitting play on their phone,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Ma'am, can you please?"
You shouldn't have given me free champagne if you don't play my phone at the Golden Globes.
I'm going.
And Jesse's like, Kirsten, please, you've drank too much. Don't talk to me, Jesse.
Stop. You just want to watch
Why are you guys
Zootopia 2
wheeling
every
into
night.
my movies? Let me have the job.
I've been Begonia.
Oh, one more category at the Golden Globes I want to talk about. Bring it back up, Brian.
Oh
Scroll down
God,
to the
poor
bottom.
Brian.
Scroll down to the very bottom.
Brian's getting the business today.
Yeah,
The pitch should win and the studio should win. That's my takes on that.
yeah. I hope the pit wins.
For what? For TV?
Podcasts.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
giving away a Golden Globe for the podcast. Is this the first year
Now,
they're doing
where
it?
is the
I'm
break
not-
room? My eyes are not good. Which one of these is
You got
the
to
break
roll over,
room
Brian. I can't see the
thumbnail?
break room.
Yeah, Brian, go to the
Can you
left.
go to the
yeah.
right? Are we not
Listen,
nominated?
the break room's
Listen,
gotta be
we're
in there.
joking about it, but I listen to Up First
Up
every
First
single
is
day.
great. I mean,
I listen to Up First every single day.
that was gonna be my
these,
take.
These other ones I don't know.
Okay, well, here's what
But
I'll
I
say.
do like this category because all the Joe Rogan heads, which feel free to come at me in the chat, Joe Bros.
Well, Joe Bros are different.
Oh, really?
Joe Bros are the Jonas Brothers.
Oh, all right. Feel free to come
Yeah.
at
And
me in the chat, Jonas Brothers
Brother
fans.
fans are wonderful. And we love them and we
No,
do.
like the headlines were like, the number one podcast didn't get nominated because it's Joe Rogan. And it's like, yo, just because it's the number one podcast doesn't mean it's
Yeah,
good.
it's a poorly produced
Up
podcast.
First is
Yeah.
great.
Up First is
So
great.
what is it? Sell me on Up First. I've never
Up First
listened to it.
is like, if you
It's
were to
delightful.
listen to NPR in the morning, it's like an hour long normally, right?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
goes
yeah,
each
yeah.
hour. Up First is like a
Condensed.
7 to 15 minute version.
Yeah, condensed
Top stories,
version of the top
news.
stories.
I see. Okay.
It's
They go
great.
into a little bit more
And
detail
you still
than
have the
just
same.
the
You
average
still have the
5
same
minute
host. You
thing.
still have Steven Skeep.
And they're so smart and
Yeah.
they know everything about and they're really on top of it. So it's like if you just listen to
Yeah.
that every day, you would be very
Oh,
well informed.
They're the
Berg
reason
is-
why the break room didn't get nominated.
Yes.
Yeah, they bumped us out. They were
Steven
like,
Skeep
it's
voted
between,
against
it's because yeah.
And Berg, it's woke.
Madeline Brand, we're coming for you.
Wait, bring it back up, Brian. Here's what I'm going to say right now. I've been doing a lot of driving around, so we've been listening to a lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
Good Hang with Amy Poehler is a great podcast.
I have listened to that one.
Very
yes.
well produced.
Yeah,
She does a really
she's
good
delightful.
job. She asks great questions. She does her homework. It's great. Smartless is annoying.
I don't know Smartless.
And like they don't prep at all, and it's really annoying, and they talk over each other so much. I enjoy it. It's fun to listen to, but it
What are
is
they
not.
talking about?
They interview celebrities also.
That's it?
But they just like joke around, and
Okay.
it's not serious enough for me.
What's Call Her
They're
Daddy
not working
about?
on Call Her Daddy.
People calling their daddies?
No, it's Alex Cooper.
Seems
Well,
misleading.
this has like a fun backstory because it used to be her and another girl. And then they got bought by Spotify, and then they had like a falling out. It's like a whole
Oh.
thing. But she interviews people. Armchair Expert with Dex Shepard. That's Kristen Bell's husband.
Yeah.
He interviews people. He also loves the sound of his own
Listen,
voice.
these are two
He's
celebrity
very
heavies.
smart.
Vote for Up
I mean,
First.
they're very celebrity heavy.
Vote for Up First. It's straight up news at a time when we need straight up news.
Yeah.
And Mel Robbins, I believe, is a business person.
I don't know. She's
I
looking
don't know.
At something.
My
She's
wife
looking at
is-
something above her. I assume
My
it's a
wife is really
dinosaur.
smart and was reading a magazine article about her, and I was
Oh.
reading comic
Shout out
books,
to the
so
boys
I
who
don't
think
know
they have
enough.
smart wives.
Best performance in stand-up comedy, that Brett's Goldstein special was garbage. and not
Oh,
funny.
wow.
It was rough.
Go to Brandon's house and knock on the door, Brandon.
Goldstein heads, I'm ready for it. Here's the thing, you love him on Ted Lasso. I don't really like Ted Lasso, but season 1 of Ted Lasso is fine. I don't want to get, Bill Lawrence is going to come after me now. He was fine on Ted Lasso. It just like that stand-up special was rough.
I didn't see it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I've also not
Pete
seen
Holmes
it.
had a great special. I don't know if it was
I
this
believe
last
that.
year.
Pete Holmes is consistent.
Mark Maron's special was
Oh,
great.
love me some Mark Maron.
Yeah.
Give Glow another season, Netflix.
Well, that's it for us today. We'll go out on the Glow revival. Make sure to subscribe to the Breakroom channel right here on YouTube and give us a follow on Twitch where we do videos like this live. Don't forget to follow the Witching Hour. Are you subscribed yet? Me, myself, I don't like spooky, scary movies, but I like watching breakdowns about spooky, scary movies, so I don't have to watch the breakdown of the actual spooky, scary movie.
It's just as good as watching
Gina, you
movies.
just shot like a new Witching Hour, right?
I did.
Do you want to
Can
tease
you
what
tell
it's
us what
about?
it's about, or do you want to keep it a secret?
No, I can
Give 'em a
tell.
clue.
I feel
Give
like
'em a
anyone who
tease.
follows me on social media has been able to follow the little.
They knew this video's been coming for 20 years?
Crumbs, if you will.
Is that a
the
clue?
crumbs that something should not eat after midnight.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah, it's a
gotta
horror
stop
movie
eating
about
after-
Brandon
I gotta stop
with
eating after
terrible
midnight.
gastrointestinal
It's
issues.
called Barrick.
Oh, too much cheese from a can. But follow the
never
Witching
have too
Hour.
much cheese from a
Follow
can.
the normal new Rockstars channel. I know most of you people don't. You're just here for the break. But give Eric a little follow. He'd appreciate it.
Breakheads.
Breakheads, roomies.
Yeah, roomies.
Trash bags.
The roomies, trash bags.
Yeah, you can follow the Breakroom on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, X, Begonia, wherever you can find us. We'll catch you next time. Later, skaters.
Bye.
Bye.